What's up, you guys? Welcome to the third episode of the Saad Truth. With me here today is no one, because it's my podcast and I run it how I want to. No guests. Yeah, no guests. And the reason I'm saying this right off the bat is because I've received a lot of feedback. Some of it's great and some of it's trash. I'm just going to tell you guys. And the reason it's trash is because in the first episode, if you heard what I said, is this podcast is called The Saad Truth, and I run it how I want to. There's no format, and there's not going to be a format. If I'd like to have a guest, I'll have a guest. If I don't have a guest, I don't have a guest. And if I want intro music or no outro music, that's up to me. I'm just lazy. I don't feel like doing it. Because I wanted to do this alone, you know what I mean? I wanted this to be me, myself, and I. And it's like, I get all these like messages. Hey, you should add some intro music. Hey, you should add some outro music. It should be 10 minutes more. It should be 10 minutes less. It should be, you know what? It's the Saad Truth, and I say whatever the fuck I want to say. That's the reality of it. I'll tell you one more thing, is that I can also state facts that you didn't know. Did you know that birds grow beaks after they grow feet? No, right? I didn't either. I made that up. It's not a real fact. And the fact that you believed it for a quick second was awesome. So that's the Saad Truth. But another real fact, cows don't moo until they're 3. Very interesting fact. I didn't read it because I didn't look it up. I just made it up. So there you go. Gotcha. Anyways, today's episode, I want to talk to you about a few things. The first thing I want to talk about is last week we went on a shoot for Core Shots, Underdog Media, my company. And we went out to shoot April Davidson, who's an avid rock climber, amazing athlete. Honestly, I've never seen, I don't know much about rock climbing, but I've never seen someone make climbing look so easy. So April, if you're hearing this, shout out to you, amazing job. But there was a catch. We were supposed to get all our equipment and, traverse around this lake or pond or whatever, or waterbed, and then get to the shoot location and shoot, right? It was supposed to be a 20-minute hike or something. And we get there. It's like a 40-minute walk with all the equipment. And then we had to traverse. This shit was like Tomb Raider. You know what I mean? Like, we had to, cling on to rocks and try not to fall off while having equipment on our backs. Not to mention the equipment's like expensive cameras, audio recording devices. It was a shit show. It was a beautiful shit show. I enjoyed it. Everyone enjoyed it afterwards. But at the time, stress level was at a max. There was a point where I thought we were going to lose one of the crew members for sure. But not lose as in death, but maybe break a limb or something. It was really interesting. It took us 45 minutes to get there. We set up to shoot. And then as we shoot, kids start jumping into the pond and making noise. And we had to pack up everything again, rock climb somewhere else, get to the other location, and then set up again. And that climb was even harder. But I think we learned a lot. April and her friend Meg were there. They were an awesome help. They gave us good advice. They told us what to do, what to hold on to, And honestly, I didn't even think, I don't know. I didn't have any, idea of what rock climbing entailed until I saw it, and I was like, damn, that's a fun sport. Also, fun fact, it's a white sport. I didn't see any colored people climbing rocks. I think we were me and my cousin Z, we were the only people that probably rock climbed around. And what we did wasn't really rock climbing, but I'm going to say it's rock climbing because it was intense. It was intense because it took 45 minutes. We had equipment. It was crazy. But it's definitely only white people rock climb. I mean, if there's, colored people rock climbing, touche, good for you. It's definitely, I don't know. I just feel like colored people are more afraid of heights. You know what I mean? It's not our shit. We don't go at the edge of a cliff. We don't live on the edge, is what I'm trying to say. But, good for you. It was a lot of fun. The shoot's going to be awesome. I would, stay tuned. I think we did a great job. Which brings me to my first point of today's podcast. By the way, I know I didn't tell you guys what we're going to talk about today, but we're going to talk about days off. Yeah, days off. I think as a person, I don't take any days off. I love how I said as a person, not as an alien, as a person. I don't take any days off. But that's what I want to talk about. And I also want to talk about progress and culture of a company, organization, or team. I know it all sounds like 3 different topics, but the reality of it is it's one topic, because honestly, that day during that shoot, I was like, all right, the crew that I have working for Underdog Media right now has everything it takes to push this company to the next level. honestly. Like, shout out to Ben, amazing DP, cinematographer, videographer. Shout out to my cousin Z. What a, an amazing individual, a lot of support, patient for sure. Amazing producer. Like, I'm just blessed, honestly. And even the people that worked on Legendary, and I consider them part of Underdog Media too, because you never know what projects we're gonna get. But honestly, it's like during that hike and the shit that we went through around, to get to the location, I was like, all right, I have individuals here who are willing to do what it takes to get the job done right, rather than just get the job done. Anyone else would have been like, F this, I'm out. I'm not risking my equipment. I'm not risking myself. Honestly, they pushed through, they did it. We filmed it, we got the footage. April was amazing. She had a great interview. I think Core Shots, did a great job choosing that ambassador to shoot. And I would honestly stay tuned on Core Shots and check out the interviews we've been shooting. They look amazing. And that's what it got me thinking. I'm like, is anyone else crazy enough to do what we're doing, right? Is anyone else crazy enough to go out there, risk everything? I'm not being dramatic. I'm just telling you guys, it was intense, all right? Like, we were supposed to wrap at 1. I think we got out of there at 4. I haven't hiked like this in a while. And then, put aside like rock climbing and traversing, and put your foot in this hole and hold on to this rock and don't look back, but don't look down. And it was intense. I learned a lot. It was fun. But that's why I was thinking about days off, because I realized that the people I'm working with now have everything it takes to grow and push to the next level. And honestly, I'm grateful for that. And I was thinking, how many other people can say what I'm saying right now? How many other people can sit there and say, looking at their organization, team, or friend group, like, I'm surrounding myself with people who don't care what it takes to get to the next level, but rather will do everything just to get it done right. And that to me is everything. That's the culture I want in every friend group, every organization, everything I want to be involved in, is people who are willing to do what it takes to get it done right. Not for money, not for, applause, not for credit. Just get it. When you are given a task, you do it to get it done right. And then I was thinking, I'm exhausted. I got home, I was completely the sun was just brutal. I was dehydrated. Took a shower, and I was thinking to myself, I need to take a day off. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, I can't take a day off because I don't know how to take a day off. And that's the topic of this episode. I'm asking you guys, how do I take a day off? I don't know how to do that. Honestly, I've come to realize that I'm addicted to progress. I am. I'm addicted to progress because I do what I enjoy, right? And if I'm doing what I enjoy, seeing myself grow in what I enjoy makes me happy. So when I take days off, I'm not growing, I'm not progressing, so I'm not able to be happy. I'm just unhappy. And I'm not saying that, going on a vacation is horrible. Honestly, that's the only way I know how to take time off, is when I travel. When I do things that are outside where I live, outside where I can communicate and see things that I'm dealing with on a day-to-day basis. For example, when I'm home, all I can think about is what's next on the list, right? What do I have to do right now to get this next thing done? Whether it's like taking care of the dogs, taking care of stuff for Underdog Media, am I writing a new joke, am I going to an open mic? I'm just thinking about what's next. And I can't shut off. I can't. I really can't. I tried, I can't. And the day I take a day off, I feel horrible 3 hours later. If I go to the beach and lay on the beach for a few hours, I just feel useless. I feel like I've done nothing today. It's so hard for me to take time off. And that's why I was thinking, I was like, shit, like the only time I take time off is when I travel. When I'm no longer in the place that I live in at the time, Like when I lived in Kuwait and I was working, like I couldn't take time off. I had to travel. But when I travel, I completely sign off. Because to me, traveling is like an indicator of, all right, you're here for this long, enjoy it. You're going back to the shit show later on. And when I'm in a place that I know I can get things done and progress, all I think about is what's next. How do I do more of what I'm doing? And I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse. I really don't. But I do know that that's the Saad truth. You know what I mean? I do know that if I'm doing something that I enjoy, and it has to be something I enjoy, right? Like when I was in school, and I would do schoolwork, I didn't give a shit about schoolwork. So it's like I didn't feel bad if I took time off. But when I'm doing comedy, if I can write a set, or if I'm like producing content that I enjoy, I'm thinking about how can I make it better? What else can I do to grow? How can I make my client happy? How can I write this joke in a better way? How can I deliver this joke in a better way? If I'm training, how can I push my limits more, right? And I think that's what makes me happy, progress. And I really don't know if that, because like I meet a lot of people who like can sign off, right? Like there are people who are like, I'm taking Wednesday off to like, do a massage, go eat, I don't know. And like to me, that just sounds boring and awful. Like, how do you take a day off? How? And that's what I want to know, guys. Like, honestly, like, do you guys take time off? And if you do take time off, is it scheduled, or is it like, oh, midday, I'm just going to take some time off? Or do you like do you say like 5 days a week, I'm going to work my ass off, and then 2 days a week, I'm going to take time off? I just can't do that. I don't know why. And it's not that because my stuff overlaps to the next day. It's just that I really just want to get as much as possible out of the way, in a good manner. And then the moment I get things done, I'm thinking about what's next. And that's just how I function, And that's honestly like something that I don't know. I think it's a good thing. I really do. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now, at the level that I'm doing it. And I'm not trying to, sound cocky here. I'm just saying that, for example, like if you see Legendary, the other podcast, if you don't know it, get familiar with it. We've come a long way since episode 1. And in anything you do, right? Whether it's a sport, whether it's, being a great father, great mother, a sibling, you learn and you grow, and it takes time. But it's also beautiful when you see how far you've come. And I think that's what makes me really, really, really happy. Seeing my progress and seeing those around me grow with me. The people that I'm working with, the people that I care about, the people that I'm invested in, because they're also invested in me. And I try to bring that culture into my friendships. I try to bring that culture into my relationships. And I try to bring that culture to the table whenever I'm involved in anything communal or like any part of community or organization. In the moment I feel like I'm not with like-minded individuals that are addicted to progress, want to grow and want to, take it to the next level, I just feel like we can't work together. And that's my truth. You know what I mean? That's the Saad truth for this week. So I guess my question is, for this episode, is do you guys take time off? Which I'm hoping you do, because I guess it's the healthy thing to do. And if you do, how do you do it? What's time off for you? For me, I told you guys, it's traveling. Signing off, getting on a plane, going somewhere far away from everything that I can see that reminds me of what I need to do next. That's the Saad truth of today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We're on Soundcloud. We're on YouTube. And soon we're going to be on iTunes. If you haven't listened to the other episodes, I strongly recommend that you go to episode 1, listen to it, just so you can get a breakdown of the episode. Episode 2, I think, was really awesome. It's a topic I really enjoy, counterbalance, and how I don't believe in balance as a concept of life. This episode, I guess it's about, me not taking any days off, no days off. And if you do take time off, how do you take time off? I don't know how to take time off, August 24th, I'm going to let you guys know, if you're in LA, there's a good show happening at Bert's Backroom on Melrose Avenue, August 24th. It's going to be a crazy lineup, and I'm going to be performing there. There's going to be amazing comics on the lineup. I think you guys should come out if you haven't come out to a show. And I'm going to keep you guys posted on upcoming shows on my website, saadalessa.com, /shows. That's the Saad truth of this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'm enjoying this podcast. And, let me know. Answer the question in the comment section below if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're listening to this, visit my YouTube channel, subscribe if you enjoy this shit, and then comment there. Or you can go to Saad Truth Pod on Instagram and comment under the post that's related to this podcast. It's not that hard, guys. It's not that hard. My name is Saad Alessa, and this has been the Saad Truth.